As we have just discussed in the previous lecture, concept of dynamic typing is pretty straightforward. You simply create variable, define it using either let, var, and const, and after that assign value to it. And variable type is determined automatically depending on the type of the value that is assigned to the variable. Let's have a look at this in action. Let's declare a variable called myVariable. So let's use let for that. Let myVariable. And let's suppose that now this variable doesn't have any value. But in fact, as you already know, it has value undefined. And if I will log to the console myVariable now, I will get undefined. Here it is. Let me add here comment, undefined. Let's now assign value to my variable. And let's assign, for example, number. I can use simply following syntax, myVariable equal sign 10. And this will assign value of number type to my variable. And after this, we can say that my variable is a number, because it holds value of number type. Let's save this, and if I will log to the console my variable now, let me copy this line, Ctrl or Command C and Ctrl or Command V here, I will get here 10. Let's save, and yes, here it is. It means that during execution of this code, until this line, value type of my variable was undefined. And after this line, value type of my variable was dynamically changed to number. Let's now try to reassign value of my variable once again. And let's reassign value true. And log to the console my variable again. And here I expect to get true. Let's save, and yes, here it is. After this line, type of my variable was changed to boolean. And in all cases, here, here, and here, those value types are primitives. Let's now try to change value type to reference type, to object. And let's here assign following value to my variable. So my variable equal to object with two name value pairs. X will be true and y will be 10. Let's add here semicolon, and let's again log to the console my variable here. And here I expect an object. Let's save, and yes, here it is, we got an object as a value. Now my variable has object type. And we don't see any errors here in the console. Everything is okay for JavaScript engine. And now challenge time. Please create a variable with any name you want and assign initial value to it null. Determine initial type of this variable. And after that, assign number 15 to the same variable. And determine its type again. And finally, assign value false to the same variable. What is the final type of the variable? Okay, how was it? I hope you have successfully solved this small challenge, and finally, you determined that variable type is boolean. Okay, before wrapping up this lecture with examples, let me show you one more thing. Let me try to change this object, this one. Remember that after this assignment, my variable has object type. And we can try to change this object. Let's do that here below. I will use such syntax. My variable dot y equal sign 20. And after this line, I will log to the console my variable again. Let me copy this line and paste here. Let's save. And now you see that value in second name value pair was changed, and now it is 20. It means that using such syntax, I can change property values of name value pairs in the object. No worries, we will talk about that just in the next lecture. Okay, And let's try to do following after this line. I will try to reassign value of my variable. And let's assign value null. And let's try to perform similar action like on this line, but after this line 24. Now let's try to change value in the first name value pair. So let's use .x equal sign and here type false. Let's now save and see what we will get here in the console. And I get uncode type error cannot set property x of null. And I get this error on this line 26. Let me copy this error for your reference and paste here as a comment. So what happens here? Here we have assigned object value to my variable. And after this line, type of my variable became object. And that's why, because my variable is an object, I can use such syntax in order to change property value for specific property. And I have done this for property y. Let me copy this object from here and paste here instead of this empty object. And let me copy this object from here and paste here. Okay. After that, I change on this line type of my variable. And again, this happens dynamically during code execution. Here I assign value null to my variable. And this value is of null value type. And that's why after this line, my variable has null type. But I am trying to access property x using same syntax with dot notation, and I try to set value of property x to false. But now my variable is no longer an object. It has other type, null, and that's why I get here this type error. Cannot set property x of null. In this example, I wanted to demonstrate you what may happen due to the fact that JavaScript is dynamically typed language. You can easily assign different values to the same variable. And we have done this in this example for variable called myVariable. And here at the bottom, I have demonstrated you how easy it is to break the code simply by reassigning value of the variable. So here on the line 26, I expect that my variable should be an object. That's why I try to access one of its properties. But before that, type of my variable was changed, and it became null. That's why after this, my variable doesn't behave as object anymore. And that's why JavaScript engine simply throws an error, this one, and it stops code execution. Again, you should be very careful when you work with variables in JavaScript. You always need to keep in mind that JavaScript is dynamically typed language. And you can very easily change type of the variable. And nobody will tell you about potential errors that may occur due to the change of variable type. If I will simply comment out this line and save, this error will gone. And if I will log to the console my variable again, let me copy this line and paste it here, I will get updated object. You notice that x is false here. Let me type here false instead of true. And let me add here comment. I will add 2 double slashes. And I will type in capital letters. This will break the code. Okay, I hope that you have understood this concept pretty well, and you will not make such silly errors in the future. In this example, I have started to perform some actions with objects. And I have used, for example, dot notation, here or here. Let's now go on, and in the next section, let's deeply discuss objects. We will discuss how to add new properties to the object, how to change values of existing properties, and how to delete properties. See you in the next lecture. Bye-bye. Thank you for watching. This video was last video in this section. Link to the playlist for the next section you will find here. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the thumbs up button. Also, please subscribe to this channel. If you have any questions, please ask them in the comment section below. See you in the next sections and happy learning with me and coding tutorials. Bye!